This is Decision 2012.
The polls close in 2 hours, and in some places in West Michigan, we are hearing of some major problems.
In Grand Rapids, the lines are very long, including a more than 3-hour wait at one polling spot. In Barry County, one small precinct actually ran out of ballots and is asking people to come back later to vote. We have 9 live reporters for you tonight,
including team coverage showing you those precinct problems, starting with 24 Hour News 8 Steve Kelso, who is live in Grand Rapids. Steve?
Yeah, good evening. I'm at the church here on Grand Rapids southeast side. I'm going to step aside because I wanted you to take a look at how many people there are. This sanctuary holds 185 in these seats, and there's probably another 30 or 40 people standing around. The folks who were in the front row told me they had been here since 3 o'clock. Now, in the last couple of hours, they've brought in, or last probably half hour, 45 minutes, they've brought in some additional cardboard temporary voting booths. That's got people moving through here a little faster. Now they have 6 additional booths. They had 12. That's 18 now. So really, as a percentage, about a third more places for people to vote. That's starting to get people moving through here a little faster. They're starting to streamline the process a little bit more. But I think it's going to be a very long night out here. A lot of these folks, like I said, have been here 3-4 hours. Some folks were telling me it was taking them to vote. And we're just going to be hanging out here trying to figure out what's going on and see these folks get the opportunity to cast their ballot. Live in Grand Rapids, Steve Kelso, 24 Hour News 8.
Okay, Steve, thank you. 24 Hour News 8's Ken Kolker is just back into our newsroom with a wild story out of Barry County where a polling place actually ran out of ballots. Tell us about that, Ken.
Yeah, so it happened in the crossroads town of Hickory Corners in southern Barry County. They were expecting a turnout in the 300s at the fire station there based on previous presidential elections. Instead, they were in the 500s and counting by mid-afternoon. That led one precinct covering part of the Delton Kellogg School District to actually run out of ballots. And that left some people casting their votes for everything from the presidential election to a local school millage renewal on sample ballots. Instead of pushing those sample ballots into the tabulator, they stacked them in a pile. And tonight, after the polls close, election workers will count those votes by hand. Election officials say that representatives from both the Republican and Democratic parties will be involved with that hand counting to ensure that every vote counts. Now, it's not clear exactly how many ballots were involved. They were hustling this afternoon to deliver more ballots to that fire station. Live in the newsroom, Ken Kolker, 24 Hour News 8.
All right, Ken, thank you. We want to go live now to Ottawa County. Danny Carlson in Jenison. Any problems out there, Danny?
Well, there were a few hiccups this morning. The Ottawa County clerk told me earlier today, Brian, but he said that at 3 or 4 precincts this morning, right around that 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock time, there were the machines that tabulate the votes had a couple problems, but we're told that all of those hiccups were taken care of in the morning hours. Now, we're here in Georgetown Township in Jenison, and it's been a fairly steady stream of people coming in since we got here at about 4 o'clock. There was a little bit of a spike around the 5 o'clock hour, not terribly surprising as people were stopping to vote as they got home from work. But there has been a line that's been steadily growing throughout this time period. Now, we're talking to people as they're coming out, trying to get an idea of how long it takes, and pretty much everyone's saying it's taking about a half an hour, and it's actually going fairly smoothly. Now, when we talked to the clerk earlier today, too, we were also told that they are expecting about a 70% voter turnout here in Ottawa County, which would put it on a par with the kind of turnout that they had back in 2008. We're also told that Ottawa County usually gets nearly 10% of a higher average, so 10% more people come out to vote than the state average is. But obviously it's too early to know exactly for sure right now what that turnout is, but that's what they're guesstimating at this point. Now, we plan to cover this election all night. Stay with 24 Hour News 8. Live in Jenison tonight, Danny Carlson, 24 Hour News 8.